the channel today. We will be casting a quarterfinal number 2, which is a match between Sabre, Scottie, Madpie, and Hendo. So that will be a great match. Quarterfinal 1 will be covered by the mainstream on Trackmania Esports, and then the third match will be casted by Bueno. That is very nice in a French way. Yeah, in the French cast, the matches will also start a bit later, but there's still Geek on my side. So what do you think about those matches in the quarterfinals?
Oh, I mean, first, the quarterfinals that we see, like first and second quarterfinal, the one we're gonna cast is looking pretty good as well. Sabre, Scottie, Madpie, and Hendo. Hendo having managed to score himself a really good place in the quarterfinals. I'm really wondering how he will stack up against some of the boomers, I can say, in the in the UK Irish scene with Sabre and Scottie, of course. Scottie, who we saw perform a little bit earlier as part of the second round of 32 match that we've casted. And yeah, Sabre also currently holding 2 WRs on the map pack. So it will be pretty interesting to see how he performs. And that will be the first time that we'll see him cast, actually. That we're going to cast him. And then QF1, well, QF1, there's a pretty clear contender. I mean, if you look at the brackets, there's a pretty clear, like, standout player. But the rest, I'm thinking, like,
Talk about Dwinjo, right?
Vinyo. Yeah, I think, yeah, of course I'm talking about Vinyo. But yeah, I'm thinking for like that other spot in the semis. I'm thinking it's gonna be a straight battle between Zephyr and Vinyo. Madpie, I'm not really sure about his pace, so yeah, I can't really talk for the pace of Madpie. So I'm sticking with names that I know. I'm thinking Vinyo, Chris are gonna be really hot contenders for second place.
So we can also see the seeding results from the players in the different finals. So 7 and 8 will play against each other. So one of the top 8 players will not make it into the next round, maybe. I mean, that's quite certain because 2, 7, and 8 are in one match. And then also 3, 6, 13, and 12. So we see also seed number 17, Hendo, making it. So that's like above average. But of course, this shows that somewhat the time attack seeding is connected with the playoffs. So that time attack and rounds are kind of like a consistent sum, or like rounds are a consistent sum of your time attack performance, if this makes any sense. But that is just very cool to see. So Sabre, second seed, we're gonna see him. Actually, it's the first time that I'm gonna cast him. I mean, I've seen him in matchmaking, but I'm looking forward to see that, how he is playing. As well as Scottie, of course, if he can battle out against Madpie. So we have a great match in our hands, and also maybe Hendo can spring a surprise there in this match. Maybe. We don't know that. We're gonna start with a match in 9 minutes, and it will be on what server will it actually be? On server number 2, probably, right?
Yeah, it's. I think it's server 2. I'm on there. There was also Scottie on there, so I'm thinking we're on the right. I'm on the right path. So
okay.
I would highly suggest joining up server 2.
Okay, very nice. I hope also the sound is fine and everything like that. I've heard that Geek is maybe a bit too quiet, but he's completely fine for me. He's at 150%. Also, the Audi mixer on Discord is saying that he is fine. Can maybe pull him up a bit again, but else just might.
That might be then mixing in OBS. That might be a little bit too. That might be a little bit quiet. But that's just a suggestion that I'm throwing around. Unless you already have like, unless you don't have like separate sources. So.
I can do my microphone a bit lower though, but I think now it should be fine. No, you're under the yellow. It should be all good, guys.
Yeah, we should be fine. As I said, like I have it set up pretty much the way I have it set up as always, and I don't really want to crank anything else because otherwise it's just going to be clipping. It's not going to result in higher volumes. It's going to be resulting in distortion. So there you go.
Yeah, maybe you can buy a cloud lifter for that. Maybe you.
No, I'm not using a I'm using a condenser mic. I'm not using like a like a dynamic mic. No, condenser. I don't need a cloud lifter. I've got 48 volt power, so.
Okay, perfect. Then never mind. Then I have like the Shure, so that's why I can use that, and it's definitely a very good microphone, but also quite expensive. But that's what that's the toll that you take.
Yeah, that's the thing with dynamic mics, because they're good at rejecting noise like from outside with their pattern, but they take a lot of power to actually drive. So you end up with a really quiet mic. So that's why you would have to use something like a cloud lifter that converts phantom power to like extra gain. Whereas condenser mics, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, exactly. But we are on the right server, so what can we actually talk about? I would just say that the tournament goes flawless. It's very nice. We have the semifinals 1 and 2 being taking place on the main channel, on the Trackmania Esport channel, in just after those matches. So they will be stacked in 1 hour intervals. Again, and then the grand final will be at 18 CET for the prize pool. And of course, just to give you guys again a little bit of a forwarding the prize pool, you can still donate to the prize pool. PayPal.me/BritishTM. So there you can chip in some money and donate to the prize pool. Right now it's £690. Actually, make it £1,006. Okay. The crowdfund went crazy by the looks of it. £1,006 is the prize pool. Okay, how did this happen? He just from Bigly, I think. I think that escalated quite quickly. That is very nice, actually. That is very, very nice. So 1,006 for that.
Yeah, we got the I got the confirmation from Zephyr. I didn't even check the BIPC prize channel, but yeah, holy crap, we just released a big ass dono for the prize pool. But yeah, awesome to see.
That is awesome. So you guys can still chip in some money. £1,000. That is the equivalent of €1,200. That is quite a lot. Sabre also donated. Yeah, this guy has enough money anyway, so... No, I'm joking, of course. I'm only joking. But that's very cool, guys. I will also actually chip something in. Let me do that real quick. Let me also chip in like £15 there. You know? Let me do that. Let me do that. I'm also chipping in some money for the prize pool. I just have to have the 2-factor authentication. But it's very cool. Sabre, nice job, dude. Nice seeing that. And everyone else who has also participated and contributed to the prize pool. There we go. Let me put in 15. Just giving back money at this time.
That's kind of true. That's kind of true. I mean, I hope we are not jinxing him in any way.
Yeah.
But
wait, it's okay. I'm just gonna do €15, so you get £12. Suck. I'm just gonna do it privately. Just wait. There's a tax of €1 just for converting. Do whatever.
Just PayPal things.
Yeah. So I'm paying €16 that you guys receive £12. Whatever. It is what it is. I just contributed. It's fine. You know, for the good cause, and also for the feeling that's nice. And there you go. So I also contributed something. You can also do that again, as I told you. PayPal.me/BritishTM. There's the link. Go donate. Okay, so let's actually go into the match. Should we, Paul? Paul, am I saying? Dude, what is happening?
Paul.
Just because of the podcast. I just thought about Scottie for a second. Should we? Tom, my god, dude. What is happening today? Useless. I'm useless. I cannot even know names here. Just thinking about Paul, dude, for a second. Paul is in my head. There we go. So we're starting in 3 minutes. What do you expect from this match, though? Actually.
Well, Sabre, in terms of raw pace, Sabre has the clear advantage, currently holding 2 world records out of the 5 maps, so I'm thinking he's going to be one of the clearer contenders favored for, like, top seed, I would say. Then Scottie would be close on the mind as well for the battle for the lead, and potentially, like, the other places for the semifinals. I see those 2 going. As for Madpie and Hendo, Madpie I haven't seen his space yet, so I'm going to be putting that as a bit of a wild card there, and Hendo, he's had a really good run in the first match. Now he's facing against a bit more spicy matchup. I mean, we had Pack. I mean, he had Pack in this first match, sure, but now it's more of a really roughly equivalent like matchup, and that's really stacked. So I'm looking forward to see what the Welshman will do here. But if I had to pick top 2 picks for semifinalists, it would be Sabre and Scottie, without a doubt.
Without a doubt, you're saying, damn. That is quite confident. I think that Madpie has a good chance here of also qualifying himself to the next round. I mean, just take a look onto the time attack rank. He is definitely on pace with Scottie. Maybe on what is that map again? I think that's Fallen. Yeah, I think maybe there he is not, but maybe also on the tech map he can do some damage. So I think we're gonna have a close fight between between second and third place. Sabre will just dominate this match, but he's just a very good player anyway. Even though he wasn't really that active, he has hunted some track of the days. So for the people who don't know who Sabre is, well, he was a player that almost joined Team Dignitas. He was barely missing out on that. I think that was during the Nest times, and almost, I think, or did he qualify to World Cup in 2015 or 16? No, in 2015 he didn't, right? I think he didn't qualify in 2015. He barely missed out on that, I think.
Memory is super blurry. I can't really help you on that. It's...
Maybe the chat knows, but I think he didn't qualify. But he was close of making it. But he's a boomer, and also Sabre, Scottie is a boomer, and they are up against Madpie and Hendo, who are gonna play against Sabre and Scottie, the boomers. And we are live with the quarterfinals, so the other quarterfinals will also be played. I think there's one quarterfinal that will not be covered. But I'm still LuckersTurbo, and I'm still joined in by Geek. And we're gonna start with the first map, Erudite by Zax. Let's see who takes it. And we, of course, play in reverse cup mode.
Yeah, exactly. We'll go into reverse cup mode in a little bit, but yeah, that's, sorry, but sorry to kind of like lead you with that. No, but yes, Sabre holding the world record on Erudite with a 56.941, definitely holding it as firm favorites in terms of raw pace. Then we see, let's actually see Scottie with a 57.378, Madpie just behind them with a 0.478. And then next is Hendo. Hendo is on P15 with a 57.694. So
times are getting closer and closer, and we see actually Scottie winning the one with a 57.42. So nice seeing that, being ahead of Madpie and then Hendo. And then of course there's Sabre, who maybe didn't finish with his PB because he has a 57.12 on the server already. So let's see what he can do here. The player who has 56.94, so he's 0.17 ahead of Boss Bess on sec. That's incredible. That's a great time.
Yep. As we're already started, should I take this up, or do you want to do it? Okay, I'm gonna take this up then. So Sabre getting a really good start, going for the triangle jump right here, and thus takes the lead by around a tenth ahead of Madpie, Hendo, and Scottie. Scottie, who's been the first to actually crack under pressure at checkpoint number 2, so he's going to be out of the running, and so it will be Madpie trying to pursue Sabre at the moment, halfway through the map, and he's still currently clinging on nicely, actually, Madpie, compared to Sabre. Sabre around just a tenth and a half ahead. That's not that much. When you see actually the times that have been produced by the man in qualifying. Hendo in P3, a fair bit behind, around 8/10 down on the leader for the Welshman. In the meantime, still up front, 2 checkpoints to go for Sabre and Madpie in that order, 1 tenth and a half. The gaps are still really stable for this particular round. At the very least, Sabre getting a bit more speed at the exit of that corner. The jump right here, and then the jump into the risky fin. That should be good enough for Sabre, more than good enough, with a time of 57.431, around half a second down on his personal best. Madpie second, and Hendo in P3, with Scottie reaching the finish line. No, he misses the finish jump. He makes it this time around, still reaches the round and avoids the 12 points penalty for retiring, but still not the ideal start for the Scotsman.
Yeah, he has made that mistake, and for the people who maybe don't know what form we're playing in, we play in reverse cup mode. So every player starts with 130 points, and the better your position is, the less amount of points you lose in a round. You lose 2 points for first, 6 in second, 8 in third, and then 9 points in last position. And your goal is to not drop down to 0 points, because if you're at 0 points, you are a finalist, and then you should not, or you cannot afford to lose a single more round, else you are eliminated. The last 2 positions are decided first, so that's how the tension is getting resumed in this match, let's say like that. But also, who is resuming his performance from that previous round is Sabre. But look who is first. It is TM Scotsman, the Scottish man himself, looking great, but Sabre with a better line here in this sector. And let's take a look onto Sabre's ending here. Great slide here. Scottie also with a good amount of speed, but Sabre coming closer. Also good approach here, but getting a bit of a drift there. And Scottie leads the race, and Scottie will take it. Great ending there. Is at a 57.22. That is very fast. That is 0.3 away from the world record. Man, good round from Scottie after making that mistake in the previous round. Sabre gets second, Madpie on third, and Hendo on P number 4. That was a good time.
0.255 to be precise from Scottie. That puts him 7th in the TrackMania.io leaderboard. That's a new PB as well for Scottie that in that previous round. Although Sabre messed up a little bit at entry to the first checkpoint, so he's going to lose a lot of time. Scottie not going for the triangle jump unlike Madpie, but it's not really going to matter too much as he's still very much in the fight for the lead. He can very much make up time in the rest of the sections. Although Madpie, well, as I say that, Scottie made a huge mistake before checkpoint number 4 and number 5, and thus finds himself a second down on the leaders. He's down in last place. Hendo in P3 and Sabre in P2 trying to catch up to Madpie, who's around 4/10 ahead of Sabre at the moment. But it seems as though Sabre is making some good time on Madpie at the moment with just 2 checkpoints to go. He might be able to get within touching distance of him just before the finish line. Madpie can try to hold on for dear life. He seems to be able to manage the gap quite nicely around here in this round, and Madpie just has a few more sections. He loses a bit of speed, it seems like. Yes, he loses a fair bit of speed before the jump into the risky finish. He should be able to hold on. No! Oh my god! that bump at the pole right there before the finish line made me jump. I'm really sorry if that completely blew out your ears, you guys. But yeah, he still holds the lead by half a tenth and wins ahead of Sabre, Scottie, and Hendo in 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, that was quite close. I also jumped, like I was doing that in the moment when you just were screaming, so it was all good. It was just stressing out, or not stressing out, it was stressing my reaction. I didn't get stressed out by your reaction. Now I have it correctly. Let's go into the next round. We have Hendo, not with the best start. Madpie is surviving it quite nicely here and still finds himself in the battle for that top position, but Sabre and Scottie already so far ahead just after that tech section here. Sabre with a good slide there as well. Madpie with a mistake, so it will be Scottie versus Sabre. Good fight, 13,000 of a second. They're not slowing down here as Sabre gets a more wider approach with that more speed, but Scottie gets a better alignment before the grass, where it's really important to not steer as much as possible. And look at that, Scottie and Sabre, 6,000 of a second, very equal rounds here. Scottie had to oversteer again. Sabre with a better approach though, and we approach to the last part of the track. Scottie again with a more inside approach, Sabre with more speed, and Sabre has that in the back here, unless he fails the ending. But that was a good display of skill. Scottie has to go for the safe ending even, but still a good race between them, and this shows that the tendency of this match goes on par with your prediction here. Very, very good race from both Sabre and Scottie in this round, but Scottie has made that mistake, of course. Hendo and Madpie on 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, 2 unfortunate clips. One from Madpie before checkpoint number 6 that we were able to see on camera, and then of course the clip from Scottie before even the section of the jump. So he had enough speed to do that. But yeah, it seems as though after a bit of a sluggish start for Scottie, he seems to even out in favor of himself versus Madpie for 2nd place. And yeah, it seems as though the predicted order is starting to fall back into place. Although Scottie has lost a ton of time before checkpoint number 3, so he drops down to last position, and that will be Madpie versus Sabre, battling for the lead right now at checkpoint number 6. Madpie avoiding the clip this time. Hendo in P3, watching the battle from afar, should we say rather. Not really having any impact on this two-way scrap for the lead. Currently, Madpie trying to chase down Sabre for that lead. Checkpoint number 9 comes, and it's still around 2/10 of a gap. The gaps have seemed somewhat to have somewhat stabilized in the 1.5 to 2/10 range, with Sabre very much the beneficiary. Madpie trying to go for more inside line, more speed for Sabre though. The jump is cleared nice and easy. Sabre should be able to go for it nice and clear, and it will be a 0.538 for Sabre, who wins the round ahead of Madpie. Hendo and Scottie 3rd and 4th. Scottie, as we were talking about him managing to even out that, and he makes another mistake, unfortunately, that sends him down the order. Well, sends him down the order, keeps him in 3rd place, but creates a little bit of a gap between himself and Madpie, as we're already done with Iridite, and we're moving on to our next map.
It was actually a good fight between Hendo and Scottie there in that last corner. Scottie oversteered a bit, was still able to make that jump, but Hendo was able to overtake him. So Scottie with -9 again, 2 rounds, and this shows that consistency is more important than just getting one clean run through in this format. And we're gonna go to the next map from Enisado. I mean, not the next map, but the first map that we could see, the first out of 2 maps. We have a pressure. Let's hope that no player will fall because of the pressure. But for me, this is really a good map. It's a really nice map. We have seen a great fight between Dwinjo and Scottie on this map. Scottie was definitely very, very fast on this one. And I want to see if the player who are playing against him here. So we see Hendo, of course. Then we have Sabre and also Madpie, who can make some damage against Scottie, because he looked super strong and he also has a good time here. He has the 8th world record just behind Sabre. Sabre has a 55.93 too. Of course, that is the old version, so maybe you can give us an update maybe on the newer version.
No, you're confounding with Fallen. With
yeah,
with
true.
World
It's also the
But yeah, on pressure, it's the exact version. So, Pack holding the world record with a .718, 55.718. Sabre with a 55.932, and then 8th and 9th on the exact same time. Scottie and Madpie, 56.005. They're not far from actually breaking into the 55s, with the slowest man currently being Hendo with a 56.315. So, with that potential like ultimate pace that we see on the leaderboards, it could be a very, very close battle, even closer than we thought on pressure.
Yeah, this could be indeed a close fight, so not even Hendo falling behind. But let's take a look. Let's actually follow Hendo in this first round and see what he is bringing to the table here, as he gets the weakest start, but still is not too far behind. 0.1 of a second. Sabre, Scottie, Madpie, 1, 2, and 3. Hendo falling a bit behind, not really getting the best lines, but of course the map is still quite long. 40 seconds, 35 seconds left to be played, and it's a great fight between them. Only one car length between first and third, and that is Trackmania, ladies and gentlemen. Madpie also with a wider approach here, getting himself the speed. Scottie on first, Sabre is behind, so let's go with Madpie's POV here onto the last part of the track. Sabre not with the best amount of minimization of airtime, so Madpie comes closer, and Scottie is still leading the race. Now the slide here is quite important to get. You can neo slide there to avoid a no slide, but now the ending as well. Very, very early drift. Scottie with a mistake. Who's gonna get first? It is Sabre not getting it here. It is Madpie staying ahead. Sabre on second, Hendo on third, and that is unfortunate for Scottie, taking the third -9 in this match and dropping down more and more towards that second position.
Yeah, very unfortunate touch there from Scottie at the final corner, just before the risky fin, exactly where you do not want to lose any speed whatsoever. And yeah, Madpie managing to hold on for 13 thousandths, holding on for dear life at the jump at the risky finish versus Sabre. In the meantime, in this second round, Madpie, Scottie, and Sabre 1, 2, 3 have done a really good start. Hendo having dropped a bit of pace, dropping down to 1/10, though still very much in contention. Let's see that exit here from the dirt. Nobody hitting the wall, so everybody managed to keep it nice and clean and tidy at the exit. Madpie going a bit wide before the entry of the grass here. Scottie in front of Sabre once again, just like the previous round, first and second. Hendo coming back at Madpie for third position. Scottie really close to the outside wall before the jump onto the purple dirt there, taking a bit of penalty sand here. A bit too much potentially. He managed to avoid the pole, and Madpie versus Sabre for second right now happening. Scottie getting reeled in, it seems like, as well, before the risky fin. He touches again, full stoppix. Madpie loses a lot of speed, and this time Sabre will get it with a .392 at the end of this round. Madpie second, Hendo third, and Scottie in P4. 2 out of 2 so far. We've seen Scottie unfortunately hitting the wall, this time with an even bigger full stoppix than last time.
You hate to see it. You hate to see that mistake from Scottie, actually dropping down more and more, 13 points, and making that mistake after we've praised that one in that first match that we have commentated today from Scottie. But now it's Hendo making that mistake, and Scottie will eventually not get himself that -9 points, but never say never. We don't know, but that is quite unfortunate. I mean, 78 points for the Scotsman. Let's see what Sabre and Madpie can do, and then Scottie, who again gets a really good start. So he's not particularly slow on this one, but he needs to play it more safe at the end. But of course he has been pressured at the end even. But now he is in first again. Sabre not with the best line there, jumps off and makes that mistake. So Sabre down to third place, but only third place because Hendo has made that mistake at the beginning. Scottie with airtime though, and recovers it quite nicely, but Madpie comes dangerously close, so that's the fight we're looking out for. Scottie now surviving it and finally gets himself the -2 instead of -9, but Madpie was coming dangerously closer. Second place, Sabre gets third, and Hendo on P number 4.
All right, unfortunate landing for Sabre, it has to be said here. Not getting the angle he needed, plus landing exactly at the right spot, costing him any chance of fighting for the big placings in that round. As we're moving on to round number 4, it seems like, of pressure by Enisado. Sabre having a really good start with the whole shot and checkpoint number 2 in his favor. Madpie making it a 3-way fight with Hendo a little bit further behind, around 2/10 down. Let's see how he clears the jump, manages to clear it, but unfortunately Scottie goes too far to the left, hits the wall, now and turtles into Narnia, and that's even going to be game over for this 4th round. It seems as though pressure is definitely not the map of Scottie right now. Sabre and Madpie, 1st and 2nd, then halfway through the map with a few more checkpoints to go. 4 checkpoints to be exact. Here's the jump where Sabre faltered last time. He manages to make it clear this time on the purple dirt, although Madpie catches up to him. Maybe a bit of penalty sand kicking in. Yeah, it seems as though you touched a little bit on the outside just before the checkpoint, and so Madpie takes the lead. Hendo has got the nose slide, so he will be out of the running. Final corner coming up, and that should be good enough for Madpie to take the round win with a time of a 56.498. Sabre 2nd, Hendo 3rd, and Scottie in P4.
Scottie in P4 again. I mean, I think he didn't even get himself a 3rd position this one, even 1st, 2nd, or 4th. And Scottie down the line again. Madpie, of course, with that 1st place out of Sabre, capitalizing from that one tremendously. It's 16 points between 2nd and 3rd already. And also Hendo, I mean, he can still make something happen. He doesn't play particularly bad in this one, let's say like that. And let's spectate him in this last round on pressure. Round number 10 is coming into play, and then we're gonna go to the next map already. 5 rounds per map. Hendo clipping a bit, still not slowing down too much, even though he doesn't get the best approach in this one. Also, not the best entry into the dirt. With that, he lost a lot of time, and also this drift wasn't really executed that well. So Madpie, Sabre, and Scottie in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Sabre a bit behind, so let's go with his POV, because his ending was usually quite well. But now he falls down again, because this line doesn't really look too well from Sabre. As he is on 3rd place, gets himself a lot of speed. Madpie ahead of him, but it is still 0.2 of a second, give or take. Sabre with the attack, but it will not be enough unless Madpie makes a mistake. But no, it will not be enough. Scottie now with another 1st place. Madpie on 2nd, Sabre on 3rd, and then we have Hendo behind. But a good ending from Sabre, though, that shows what he's capable of doing. But this one jump that he has failed, this transition isn't really going his way.
Yeah, definitely not going his way. And I'm pretty sure that Scottie will be thankful that this map is over, since, yeah, it definitely did not turn out too well. He ended with a flourish, though, with the win in that final round, as we're moving on to Ripple by Kisla, the longest map of the map pack. And on Ripple, Sabre holding the world record by 1,000ths from pack. 106.957 versus a 0.958 from pack. Scottie in P4 with a 107.132. Madpie a 0.355 in 7th place. And then a little bit further behind, we find Hendo on 23rd with a 108.177. So yeah, Hendo technically very much in a difficult spot in pace-wise, but you never know. We could see very much big mistakes from the big contenders happen, and they have happened already in the course of the previous few matches, so really he has to really hold on for the ride and wait and see, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's as much tech as it gets on this tournament. This map is sheer tech by Kisla, and also a very long map at 106. It's just a crazy time, so Sabre probably feels very comfortable on this one. And let's see how he will do it. He's, of course, originated, or his origin is the tech scene, yeah, also Scottie, so they will be quite hard to beat here. Let's see what Madpie and also Hendo can do here on this one, as Scottie right now is on 3rd place, so maybe a bit surprising, but maybe the first 2 maps really haven't suited him that well. Let's see what time Sabre does in the warm-up. It didn't look too bad, but I think he started late or something like that, so it wasn't the local record. That is a 107.20 by him, but of course the world record is a 106.957. So good luck to the players. We're gonna start with the first round on Ripple by Kisla. We have 5 rounds to be played, and right now standings are quite close.
Yeah, and Hendo's typing a little message in the chat just here for the Sabre versus Scottie showdown on Ripple, and it I hope it transpires that way. Sabre getting the bolt shot at checkpoint number 1 and keeping the lead at checkpoint number 2. Scottie battling with Madpie over the next few sections, but you can see that he just makes up ground easily on Madpie before checkpoint number 4 here. Transition drift inside the first pole, nicely done by the top 3, and Sabre currently still around 2/10 ahead of Scottie. Scottie was actually reeling in Sabre at the moment into the platform part halfway through the map. It looks to be really open right now, with still around 30 seconds to be played in the map, with Sabre still holding, but by only a 10th and a half. So yeah, very much a really competitive race right now. Moving on to checkpoint number 8, first platform banked parts. And It's looking really good for Sabre. Scottie going with a bit more of an inside line there, trying to carry a bit more momentum out of the corner. Not really paying out so far. Still a gap of around a tenth and a half. Scottie exiting a bit wide. Now to the platform. Both opting to start after the drop down to the platform. Sabre should have his in locker. And it should be good enough for the win. Yes, it is. 107.105 to start things off. Running 2/10 within his personal best. Scottie second, Madpie third, and Hendo in P4.
Yeah, that is just a brutal time here from Sabre, beating Scottie's PB by 300ths of a second, or by 27 thousandths. That is a sick time indeed. 0.15 away from his PB. I mean, he has set the world record. But that just shows that a player can not only be fast, but also consistent. So Sabre with a great time. But Scottie was actually being on par with his pace. I mean, it wasn't too bad of a run from Scottie. But let's focus on the next round, as Hendo doesn't get the best start in this one. Madpie on third place, still wants to have a saying here against the Tech Andes, against the Boomers, Sabre and Scottie. Yeah, Madpie being one of the Zoomers, let's just say it like that. As Madpie didn't get the best amount of speed. There you can see Tech is so punishing. You just tap the brake button 1 millisecond too much, it feels like that, and you just lose so much time, as Scottie and Sabre are just finding this one, or just can estimate this one to perfection. But look at that, Sabre with a great line. Look at the amount of speed he accumulated in this one. Even though Scottie went for a wider approach, he is still not out on this one. 500ths of a second, make it 0.1 of a second now, but Sabre with another 0.2 or 0.3 time here. That is a great time again, 0.28, 0.41 by Scottie. Man, that was again a very, very nice round from Sabre and Scottie, concerning that this map is so long. Madpie on third and Hendo on P number 4.
Man, those times from both Sabre and Scottie are real bruisers for Hendo and Madpie. Let me tell you, those two tech specialists, I guess we can say that, are really showing the new generation how it's done on tracks such as this one by Kisla. And yeah, Sabre really taking full advantage of that. So does Scottie, currently moving within 8 points of Madpie in the standings, battling for second position. And currently, it is Scottie who holds the lead, with Madpie and Sabre in hot pursuit at checkpoint number 4. Drift inside first pole, nicely done. And Sabre, with the most speed out of the corner, takes the lead away from Scottie just like that in a snap of the finger. Moving onto the platform at checkpoint number 6. They're fairly even though, and a bit more of a tidy line inside for Scottie sees him retake the lead at checkpoint number 6 halfway through the map. Madpie is still very much in contention though, with Hendo very much out of the picture with an early mistake, I presume. In the meantime, Scottie and Sabre very much, like, it's very much a dance that they're doing at this point. It's really interesting and intriguing to see them compete at this high level. It's very much mesmerizing. That was the word I was looking for. Very much mesmerizing to see those two players really battle it out on attack with this long, this kind of technical level. As we're moving on to the final corner with Sabre with more speed. Pause champ, maybe a snipe. No, it's not going to be enough. Scottie wins with a 0.295. Sabre concedes that run with a 0.360. Madpie third, and where is Hendo? Hendo's going to take the safe finish, finishing in P4. Great race again between the two. And wow, as I said, mesmerizing things to watch just these rounds.
Yeah, mesmerizing is a good word there. I mean, we're clearly not seeing a mirage here. We're seeing, or a mirage, if we want to pronounce it in the French way, because this is probably, or that is a word that is originated in the French language. And we see Sabre, 72 points, Madpie and Scottie 2 points apart. And let's take a look if Hendo can make something happen. He is at 19 points, but no, he makes that mistake. And look at that. Madpie versus Sabre here. Good fight. I was checking. Did someone else make a mistake? But they were inside of each other. That was super.
Scottie checkpoint number 3 has unfortunately hit the wall, so he will be out of the running. So that's not exactly the place that you actually want to make a mistake, because he's just within 2 points of Madpie. He could still very much continue to be in the fight for second place, but with rounds like that, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, maybe, and also making an additional mistake, but maybe he can come closer, risking it so much by accumulating a lot of speed in this sector. But right now it is Madpie still leading, and of course we approach the ending of the map. Scottie going so wide, really wants to come a bit closer to Madpie, but also Scottie needs to hold that gear, and he doesn't do that. So Madpie will stay ahead and will gain 2 additional points to Scottie. What time will Sabre do here? Just a 107.4, not too fast though compared to the previous rounds. And Sabre with first place.
I'm sorry, I love how we call 107.4 just a 107.4.
It's Sabre. It's Sabre.
I know, but it feels really weird to say that given that we've seen pace still hang into the lower half of the 107s. It's still feels very weird to kind of say that. In the meantime, we're moving on to our next round here on Ripple by Kisla, and currently still Sabre with a clear lead. 4 points of a gap now between Madpie and Scottie in second and third place. Unfortunately, Hendo, having had a really sluggish start, is going to be dropping down 2 tenths down on the leaders, which are currently Sabre and Scottie battling tooth and nail for that lead placing. We're moving on to checkpoint number 4 with that jump transition drift into the inside first pole. Madpie forced to release in order to avoid hitting the outside wall, so he's going to be dropping a lot of time here. He's already down 8 tenths. That's over. We're down to a 2-horse race now with the usual suspects in this match, Sabre versus Scottie, and Scottie with more speed at the exit of that platform part will be within the gearboxes of Sabre at the halfway mark. At the moment, still Sabre leading though by less than a tenth of a second of an advantage. Moving on to the first banked platform parts. Scottie trying to go for a bit of a earlier apex here, avoiding the penalty. The speed that he accumulates is not as much as Sabre though, so it's still very much a tooth and nail fight with just 2 checkpoints to go. Onto the platform. They're going to wait until they drop out of that platform to take this turn. Oh, actually, earlier drift from Scottie compared to Sabre. More speed for Scottie to the line. It's going to be the win for Scottie with a .298 versus a .322. For Sabre, great race, and most importantly, that's more points compared to Madpie, and that will be putting Scottie back right in the money, right in second place.
Man, what a great round between Scottie and Sabre there again, both clipping the inside, getting that pull over from the Randstein, if you can say it like that, and Scottie is surviving it with a tiny tad more speed of .29. That was a great round, and he takes it. I mean, that was quite important because 6 points now he's made it up for against Madpie. And now Scottie is in the green again, but still a very close race. We have Hendo, 1 point. 1 point, so he will be finalist on Forgery, the map from Wizzy. Probably the hardest map on this map pool. So this will most likely be the decider for Hendo, but still a great performance. He's keeping it up. But of course, a lot of things can happen on this map, so we can, of course, still survive this one. We have a lot of different parts here, and a lot of difficult parts. Not only this triangle that you have to hit, but also, or have to avoid hitting. And also the triangle that there is with a freewheel dirt section, which is quite hard to adjust and to predict your car through. And let's just take a look here into the warm-up, as it will be a very not close race, let's say like that.
Yeah, I'm predicting that we're still going to be seeing DNFs at the risky finish, let me tell you. So in terms of time, Sabre is the fastest one at the 58.565, 2 tenths away from the world record. Madpie is then next with a .715, then Scottie with a .765, and then when it comes to Hendo, he ends on a 59.232. He's well above the 58 range.
Yeah, and that's sometimes a time that you can, where you can win rounds with. But I'm not expecting Sabre to make too many mistakes here. No jinx intended. But let's take a look onto the fight here. Good luck to the players. This round is only for Hendo to see if he can keep up with the pace. Of course, a last place to go into the finals round afterwards would be not that good. No one making a mistake though in this round. And let's go into the first round. Scottie and Sabre with a better start. Madpie still on par with the player. Sabre had to release though to not touch the wall, so he's out temporarily, but I think he can surely come back on this one, as Madpie doing not too bad. But look at Hendo already so far behind, 0.4 of a second, but maybe he can capitalize and give the other players a little bit more points if he gets second or third place. But right now he's so far away from the others, as Sabre also survives that. But Madpie versus Scottie here, great fight for first place actually, if we take that into account. But let's follow Sabre here, who is not binded to my keyboard key buttons right now. But Sabre also on the third place. Also good approach over that section. Sabre, so much speed there in this sector. Very, very nicely executed. Also good uphill. Madpie also doing it quite nicely. Scottie with a mistake. Who's going to get that first place? Sabre versus Madpie. Madpie with a good ending. And he will not make it. It is Sabre getting first place with a 59.31. Scottie on second. Hendo on third. And that's how it can go. If he gets third like that in every round, he will just survive and survive. But Madpie with -9 in this round and goes down to 30 points. So he also comes into the dangerous territory here.
Yeah, exactly. 35 for Scottie. So now still a bit of a precautionary buffer. He can't afford to really make too much mistakes, Scottie. Mistakes like that full stop pick at the exit of exit of the dirt there before the final corner. He cannot afford to really make that. But yeah, he was kind of saved by the fail from Madpie there that allowed him to score so many points. And he just got launched into space, Sabre. Really sorry about that, but I just saw that from the perspective of Scottie. It was beautiful. Like, just a frame, and he's gone. So, Scottie up into the lead with Madpie much more speed at the exit of the dirt, but he slows down dramatically. What happened to Madpie, allowing Hendo to move into second place, and Hendo, with the mistakes of both Sabre and Madpie, is going to survive at least one round in the at-risk status, and that's going to be a golden opportunity for Scottie to score some vital points here in the battle for second versus Madpie. And what happened to Hendo? Forced to respawn. Sabre is now moving up to P3, and that should be... I jinxed him. I jinxed him so bad. He's going to be eliminated after all. It seems like Scottie going for the safe fit, going for the risky finish. 59.954. Sabre gets it, and that's going to be the GG for Hendo. I mean, it looked like it may be possible for him to survive, unfortunately, but yeah, that did not pan out. GG to Hendo. Nevertheless, he had a really good run, all things considered, throughout this tournament.
Yeah, he definitely had a great run out. And finally, or not finally, but eventually getting eliminated in 4th place in this match. He was going as the underdog into this one, but he brought up a great fight, let's be honest. He played very nice, but he was steering a bit too early on that freewheel section, and thus slowing down. Couldn't make the jump afterwards, so he has gone for a quick respawn, but it wasn't quite enough. So we have Scottie, Madpie, and Sabre, and one of them has to say bye-bye and leave the tournament, as we have Scottie, who is right now leading. This could be some huge points for the player from Scotland. He goes so risky there over the edge, and he survives in this one, as Sabre is on 2nd place. Madpie is on 3rd place, a bit behind, but that was the section that is really decisive here, and Scottie makes it very nicely. Sabre had to adjust quite weirdly, but still is on 1st place, goes so close there to the wall, but he's still alive. Let's take a look who survives that ending jump. Sabre, yes. Scottie, no. Madpie, no. We go into round number 2. Will Scottie survive it this time around? No, and this means -8 for Scottie, and Madpie with -6 because he survived the ending in the 2nd time. Well, what a clown fiesta that was.
Man, the triangle line from Sabre, though, that was so well executed. Sure, he had to correct it a bit, but it was still enough for him to carry enough speed to take the fight to Scottie, and he went so close to the barrier at the final dirt corner of this map. But it was so insane to watch from Sabre's point of view. But yeah, great round from Sabre. Unfortunately, yeah, the clown fiesta at the finish line. 2 tries proved to be unsuccessful for Scottie, who yielded 2nd place to Madpie, who went for the safe way. In the meantime, Scottie tries to retake and trying to get a bit of vendetta going from that previous round and takes the lead ahead of Sabre and Madpie, who drops down to 3rd. Currently moving on to the uphill dirt. No airtime to be noticed, although much more speed from Sabre through that uphill compared to the rest of his competitors, and thus takes the lead by 2/10 ahead of Scottie. And Scottie again a little bit all over the place in that dirt part, allowing Madpie to move through into 2nd position, and Madpie even reeling in Sabre a little bit, it seems like. Sabre going for the triangle line again, doesn't manage to execute it perfectly, and thus hits the B and hits the wall behind it. So that's going to be Madpie promoted into the lead with Scottie up into 2nd position. Madpie will be going for the risky finish. He makes it with a .448. Scottie makes it as well. Sabre does not make it. Is he going to go for the safe way and be resolute? No.
Yeah, Giga Chat.
Yeah, the absolute Giga Chat strat, but I'm thinking like that's stupid. If he doesn't make it, it's over. But yeah, that was unfortunate there. That poor execution from the ending from Sabre there, and still pretty close, all things considered, between Madpie and Scottie. 3 points only in it.
Yeah, 3 points only in it, but I have a feeling who's gonna book himself the -8 in this round. It is Scottie with a very wonky start. He didn't lose too much, but 0.5 of a second is still not the best way to start off a round, but also Sabre with a small mistake. So Madpie just really going with that momentum that he has accumulated in that previous round. And it's not over yet. It's not over till it's over, yeah? Everything can happen and will happen in Trackmania Esports, as we have Madpie and Sabre on 1st and 2nd. Scottie still suffering from that loss at the beginning, but he is catching up just a little bit. 0.4 of a second it is. Also good sector here. Maybe not the best exit here, but also Sabre didn't do it too well, as Madpie is leading And Scottie with a good line. Both with a triangle, but Scottie clipping there, making that mistake, steering in not accordingly. And Madpie is 1 second ahead, and he will still go for it, and he survives yet another round, a 59.24 to Sabre with -6, and Scottie with -8, down to 11 points and 3rd position. He looks to be the first one who will get that finalist mode.
Still a few rounds to play with, though. Still a few rounds to play, though. His aim is to either get the wins or second places to kind of avoid losing too many points and avoid getting that at risk status too quickly. As we're going to be moving on to Fallen from Any Saddle. Now, I'm going to have to check the updated leaderboards now that we were briefly talking about. So, world record 52.905 by Pack. And then, as far as the other players are concerned in this match, we have Sabre, the fastest man, with a 52.974, and then Scottie with a 53.149, and then as for Madpie, he has a 53.272 in the books.
Damn. Yo, thank you guys. Yo, Jake, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate that. 104 people, damn, that's a lot. So we're right now looking into the quarterfinals of the British and Irish Pro Cup, a competition that is having a prize pool of 1,000 pounds. Yeah, even more than that. So that is great to see. So can we get some Mark cheer or Lucky to cheer in the chat for the Raiders? I hope you had a good stream. And let's go with this map. Fallen will most likely be the decider. It will be, the cup is played in reverse cup mode, so that means that 3rd and 4th position will be decided before 1st and 2nd. So the players who will survive will stay at the end and will race against each other for the seeding. And the better your position is, the less amount of points you lose. In this case, we have Sabre, who has performed the best. He is at 38 points. Madpie and Scottie are at 14 and 11 points. And of course, only the top 2 goes through. So let's take a look who's gonna make it here. Fallen by Anisado. Let's take a look onto the first round. Good luck to the players. Sabre, Scottie, and Madpie will fight it out for the first round here. Let's take a look.
So, Sabre getting the best start out of checkpoint number 1, keeps leading to checkpoint number 2 ahead of Scottie by 0.08 of a second. Madpie still making it a really close 3-way fight for the lead here, and even taking to the lead challenge for Sabre right now as we're moving on to the halfway point. Still Sabre leading, Scottie still within the wards, within 0.06 of a second of the leader right now. Madpie trying to make a move happen. Now, this is the section where Scottie really shines. Same for Sabre, I think, as well, as we're seeing Scottie, unfortunately goes too wide at the exit, and thus hits the wall, and that's going to be yielding a 2-horse race between Sabre and Madpie. Madpie not really able to catch up to Sabre at the moment, who went really close to the outside wall before checkpoint number 7. Final corner coming up that should be more than good enough for Sabre to get the round win. And Scottie, unfortunately, he's up against the wall now. He's down to 3 points until the at-risk moment. 53.2504 for Sabre at the end of that round to win.
Yeah, I don't know. The stream is not quiet, guys. It should be on your end, but everything should be fine. You know, we have the same amount of volume, Geek and me, so it's not on my end, it's on your end then. So keep chatting. Good focus, chat. Good. Always like that. But whatever, let's go into the next one. 3 points for Scottie, you were mentioning it. So he has to get a first position in order to avoid the finest mode, and Madpie looking great right now. 8 points. I mean, of course, if he gets last place now, this will be detrimental for him. Because he would be in finalist, and then Scottie could be first. So that's quite important what positions they're getting themselves into. But we could, of course, end up in a double finalist situation in the next round. If Sabre gets first, Scottie gets second, and Madpie gets last. But right now, it doesn't look to be like that. But the positions are not set in stone yet. Madpie with a great line. Scottie also into the lead. Sabre with a good approach here. We approach the last part of the track. Sabre with a very wide approach here. But Scottie with a better amount of speed. Never mind, actually. Scottie, will he stay ahead of Madpie? That is a super important round. No, Scottie with a mistake. Also, Sabre with a mistake. Who's gonna get second place? It is neither Scottie nor Sabre surviving the end job, and Sabre trolling again, and Scottie overtakes him, but still he is a finalist, and with that his tournament life is in danger. Let's go. Good luck to Scottie, and Madpie has to get himself first place to avoid yet another finalist bullet.
Yeah, exactly, and now all eyes are on Scottie. Don't get last. That's the only objective to actually fulfill in order to survive. And right now, Madpie having a bit of a sluggish start, but manages to make up for it with a bit of extra speed before checkpoint number 3. So he's still well within the wars. It ain't over until it's over right now in this round, especially for Scottie right now. As we're moving on to the second half of the map, Sabre currently leading ahead of Scottie, checking 5-7. This is where Scottie can pull a really extra special section to get himself up into second place. Madpie going a bit wide, touching the wall. That is the cue that Scottie just needed to move up into second position. Sabre going a bit wide, avoiding the wall, just keeping the lead ahead of him. And now we're going to be moving on to the final corner. That should be good enough for Scottie. He needs to not mess up the exit of that final corner and to jump into the finish. Sabre should be able to take the round win. He does with a .362. Scottie second. Double finalists. We're now heading up into the duel between Madpie and Scottie for the final place in the semifinals.
Yeah, so it's safe to say that Sabre will make it unless a miracle will happen. And he will fail every end attempt now and not finish, and I don't know, his pad disconnects and just all stars align. So it is Madpie versus Scottie here in this first double finalist round. The objective is to not get last, but right now it is Sabre who has a good start, so one is in danger of getting eliminated here. Madpie not with the best line here, getting a weird approach for that grass section, and it is Scottie having the upper hand after being finalist at first. He can maybe eliminate Madpie here and move on to into the semi-final, but Scottie not with the best amount of steering movement. He was steering a bit too much there, but look at the speed from Scottie, risking so much, being millimeters close of hitting the wall there. Scottie still alive. Madpie with a wonky line they had to release, and it looks like Scottie to be in the semi-finals. Or will someone make a mistake at the end? It is actually Sabre making that mistake, and Sabre actually in last. And with that, Madpie surviving yet another round. Sabre again
believe it.
making a mistake at the end.
I can't believe that mistake from Sabre. Scottie thought he had this in the bag, and finally he would be free from this hell, but no, the hell continues. The ride never ends. Here we go again for another double finalist situation round. Sabre not too much at risk, 18 points for him right now in the lead, but now Madpie versus Scottie. This could be another chance for Madpie to redeem himself right now. He's had so much better starts compared to Scottie in terms of exit speeds before checkpoint number 3, and he takes advantage of that to make up into the lead ahead of Sabre. Scottie currently in P3, right within this little tightly knit group, within 400ths of a second between first and last right now. Checkpoint 5-7, here we go. The sequence of corners where Scottie can make the difference. Will he be able to make it this time though? Nice clean line through there, but it's not enough to actually catch up to Madpie even. He avoids the entry wall contact, but it's still Madpie just ahead of him where it needs the most. Madpie is managing to keep on the lead. Scottie with a slow exit as well. Sabre should be able to take the round win to the line. It's going to be Madpie taking the second semi-final spot up for grabs, and Scottie, unfortunately for him, he gave it his all, and unfortunately the Scotsman is out of the tournament alongside Hendo.
Wow, who would have thought? Scottie out because of... Yeah, you cannot say because of Sabre, because you have to perform it every round and need to avoid getting last there. But that was, of course, very unfortunate for Scottie in that round. That is the new dynamic that is getting involved with reverse cup mode. And Scottie, unfortunately, is eliminated alongside with Hendo. But we still play for the seeding, so we're still gonna see the first map again, irradiated by Zags. Have we seen that map in this one? We have, right?
Yeah, we have. It was the starter map, I think.
Yeah, dude, it's so sick actually to see so many rounds and stuff. So Madpie versus Sabre for the seeding, because it also matters if you play against 2 first-seeded players or only against 1 first-seeded player. So we're gonna see this map, one more warm-up, and then we maybe have 1, 2, 3, or 4 rounds after that.
Yeah, I'm more edging towards the 1-round predicament. If you, I know it's slightly advancing myself, but with how the rounds have been going, I'm thinking that it's just gonna be a matter of maybe just 1 or 2 minutes before we get the final full seeds, and I'm predicting Sabre will actually win the round. But we know how it goes. Caster's curse, blah 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 blah, jinxing and whatnot. So Madpie could be in with a shot. So anyway, let's see how it goes on the Zags map, Iridites.
Yeah, so for everyone thinking that the format is kind of unfair or weird, well, just think about normal cup mode. I think this format is just rewarding also consistent driving, and you need to stay ahead of your opponent in every round and not just slow down, you know, and that's what was the case. Of course, it's dependent on the fastest player making that mistake, but still, I think that the yeah, outcome was quite deserved in this ride.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, we got to see some really tense action in the final round as we had a bit of a prize pool update from Walrus. Prize pool is now over 1,100 pounds. That's actually pretty sick now. We went over the 1,000 mark a little bit earlier before the start of this match. Anyways, in this round, Sabre taking the early lead as expected with an 8,000th advantage, 800th advantage. There we go. Got the right unit down over Madpie, moving up to the halfway point from the map already. And currently the gap is 2/10 in favor of Sabre now. Into this round, it should be more than plain sailing unless he makes a really uncharacteristic mistake at the final part of the map. It should be more than good enough for Sabre to actually secure top seed. In the meantime, Madpie is just trying to hang on for dear life, but you can see he's losing time hand over fist compared to Sabre. Now the gap is widened to 3.5 to 4/10 of a second now as we're moving on to the final corners and the final few jumps of the map. Jump into the grass right here and then the jump towards the risky finish. It will be good enough for Sabre to win the round with a 57.205 and thus securing top seed with Madpie getting second seed in the semifinals. Yeah, sorry.
And also
I got it myself.
Also with that, the prize pool, yeah, they're also in the money now. That is very good. So Scottie being the bubble man, not receiving any prize money, but that's it from our side. Yeah, Sabre wins it, Madpie on second, Scottie on third, and Hendo gets a good fourth place. So GG's to the players. And well, so that's also the end for Paul and me. Paul, dude, I thought about Scottie. I just saw his name, and that's why I said Paul instead of Tom, man. Fuck off, dude. I'm just so dumb. Whatever,
Useless.
guys. I'm useless, dude. I'm just sometimes, you know, when you just read a name and you just talk out what you think, it's incredible. But that's the end for us. So let's go and rate the other channel. But first of all, I want to let you guys know that Geek is also streaming on his channel. So let me give him a shout out, TM, like that. So make sure to give him a follow. He is doing some CPS coverage later on, which I'm also gonna do, but he's of course casting different matches, but you can just say more about that.
Yeah, so I will be casting the League 1 match between Racing Dot and THE Blue happening at 9 p.m. CET. It will be over on my channel, twitch.tv/TMGgeek, as pointed out in the chats. What's going to be the match that you're actually going to be casting, Turbo, by the way? Just curious.
I'm casting Eminem Numalops and Eminem, so like Eminem 1, I think, against Numalops, Eminem 2 against Numalops. I'm not like Sun, Me, whatever. Like,
yes, Yi, Air, and Sun. Those are the three lineups, but I can't remember which is which, so...
And then also there will be Eminem 2 versus Shift. Those are the matches that I'm casting together with Quantum Deathcat.
Oh, nice, nice. A duo cast going on. But yeah, for me, THE Blue versus Racing Dot at 9 p.m. Make sure to be there if you want to see that. And yeah, thank you very much, Kai, for allowing me to be your co-caster for today. It's been nice being back together in a duo cast together. Even if it's more of a chill vibe compared to what we did before, it still feels good to be back. And I hope we continue to do some more stuff like that again.
Hopefully. I mean, I think our casting are just complementing each other very well, or casting styles. So that's very cool. And I'm looking forward to that. Maybe in the CPS finals or something like that, we can figure something out. And guys, go ahead and follow Geek. He is a great guy. He's also streaming other games than Trackmania. And I will just rate you over to the Trackmania esports channel, where I will be involved together with Amma in analyzing the matches after that. So that will also be my first time experiencing that. And thank you, Geek, for joining. And I'll see you around.
All right, my pleasure.
Bye-bye, guys.
Goodbye.